Alright, today we're gonna be drawing with a time limit from 10 seconds to 1 minute to 10 minutes. And then at the end, I'm gonna show you what it looks like if I take as much time as I need to draw the thing. And we're gonna see how time affects a drawing, and does time actually impact the drawing? Let's get right into it. Alright, starting off with 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. But before we start this, we're gonna need to look for pictures. Alright, so let's look for some pictures. Let's type into Google drawing idea. Alright, I kind of like this one. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Oh no. Oh no, no. So, starting out with the 10-second round, I knew that it wasn't going to be good. I just wanted to create like the general outline, and I'm not going to say I did a good job of that either, but I'd say for 10 seconds, it's good. I would never, ever consider this to be anything resembling art. Okay, number 2, the 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, go. So, I feel like 1 minute is kind of it's in a weird spot. It's hard because, well, it's only 6 times as long as the 10-second round, but I feel like our brain kind of overestimates the difference between the two, and so we sort of think that it's a lot longer, even though it's not, and we tend to, go above and beyond with our ideas. I made sure to keep myself in check, and I think I did a good job of it. I kind of knew my boundaries, and I drew something a little bit more detailed, but I did not go overboard with it. So that leaves us with the 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1. So with the 10-minute round, I had a lot more time to kind of experiment with stuff. I, obviously had to redraw the hand, so you can add that time into the 10-minute round, but I was definitely a lot more careful with where I drew stuff. I drew very lightly so that I could erase. I ended up making a lot of corrections, and at one point when I felt confident that the shape of the hand and the outlining was good, I actually started shading, and I was pretty proud of it. I got some good shading in there. It obviously wasn't like directional lighting or anything. It was more kind of just like Fong shading, where like things just have a general shadow on the things around them. And that was kind of the look I went for. I'd say this is pretty good. Like, if somebody told me to draw a hand for them, I would probably be satisfied if this was the output I could come up with. I didn't obviously like put in my absolute best into it. I did put in an okay amount of effort, I guess. Like, I had the time necessary to put effort into it, but obviously it wasn't an infinite amount of time. Okay, so this is a little bit interesting. The drawing I made in 10 seconds was this. It's not good at all, but you can tell that it's a hand of some living creature, maybe not necessarily a human. And overall, I would say for 10 seconds, like, it has proportion to it, but it's definitely not something I would ever consider like artwork. Next, we have
1 minute,
which is a serious step up. Like, there's real detail in there. It's more proportionally a hand, and well, it has some of the features of the hand, like the nails, the little like lines that occur at all the folds of your hand, and whatever that is. Like, it's a bump on the wrist. Maybe I need to go to the doctor. But yeah, I'd say like this is definitely a step up. From there, you multiply the amount of time by 10, and you get this. This is not that, like, yes, technically, there's a lot more things going on here. Like, you have shading, you have, like, little hairs, you have, like, all the little wrinkles, you have all the folds on your skin, and, it looks a lot more realistic. But if I pull, like, you can take that version of the drawing and turn it into this pretty quickly. Like, it's not, like, leagues ahead in terms of the actual level of artistry required in the artwork, even though, yes, it is more complete. And what I found really interesting was it's basically completely, like, you can't tell this and the 10 10-minute version apart if somebody didn't tell you what they were. And yes, that makes sense. Like, the 10-minute version was supposed to be complete, and this is just adding on that. But I find it crazy that entire 4.5-minute period was just like these tiny little details that barely that did something, but not enough to be noticeable at first glance. So when somebody tells you that a piece of artwork is time and effort, I'd argue that it is more effort than time. Like, yes, you do have to put in the time to make a piece of artwork good, but the amount of effort you put in also needs to be good for that artwork to be good. Like, you can't just work on something for like 20 hours, but not actually, use your time wisely and add things to the picture that matter. Like as you can see, each iteration from 10 seconds to 1 minute to 10 minutes added things to the picture that I was comfortable adding within that time span. I didn't try and do shading on the 10-second one. And by the time I got into the 10-minute mark, I wasn't erasing and redrawing the whole picture. Like, I did what I could do at those time periods, and that's basically the biggest thing to take away. This is just a fun video. I thought it'd be really interesting to see how my artwork would progress from 10 seconds, 1 minute to 10 minutes. There's a lot of other challenges like this on YouTube. But I want to take the artistic, the look from another vision, if that's what it's called, of, why does it happen, and how important is time in a piece of artwork. And yes, it is important, but it also becomes diminishingly unimportant as you spend more time on the artwork. So I don't know, whatever you want to take away from that, you can take away from it. But if you're into art, then that's cool. We need a lot of artists, so keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not into art, that's okay. If anybody calls you, uncreative or boring, just know that they're right, but also don't take it too close to heart. Anyway, that's been it. Check out this video, subscribe to my channel here, and I will see you guys in the next video. There's a couple of cool ones coming up. So yeah, stay excited for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.